Come on, man. Hurry on, good lad. Charles! I hope it can bloody hear me. Screen Ghost. Hang on a minute. There we are, good lad. Sorry, we're having to... Nothing but technical problems. Nothing but technical problems. Absolute ball ache up to this minute. Absolute ball ache. Yeah, sorry. We're going to have to blame GoPro for this one. There we go, finally. So, we're not on this today, on the microphone, we're on the GoPro microphone. We've just had nothing but technical issues. The last 30 minutes we've been trying to sort out this fucking camera. The only reason I'm streaming like this, without the surround, without the is because it's just too hot in the room where the PC is. I mean, the temperature has gone down a bit, but it's still, once the PC gets up to speed, plus it's got a clicking on the PC, which one of the little cooling fans, there's a wire catching it. So I've got to take the PC apart and sort that out, which is easy, but you know, it's not the weather to do this crap, man. So here we are. So yeah, we're going off the tablet today, not the phone. Normally go off the phone, but the phone and the Hero 13 just give me nothing but shit. So I was like, let's just do it off the damn tablet, see how we go. And I'll put the tablet to one side and keep an eye on the chat another way. Then again, if I do this, and then... No, you're just going to be a twat, aren't you? Here we go. No, we'll just do it this way. Where's the... Get down a bit. There we go. We normally have the little AI camera on the gimbal as well following, but we've just turned that off. It's causing nothing but problems. Nothing but problems. So yes. Casket Crew. How doing, Casket Crew? Vaxi, Screen Ghost. It says there's 8 viewers, but only 3 are chatting. So the other 5, type something for God's sake, yeah? It's not the end of the world, is it? Jesus, man. You can see the masts at the side of me. Look at them. But yes, beautiful. I think you're looking at the wrong camera, mate. I think you must be looking at one yourself with a stream at the side of it. There's nothing beautiful here apart from masks, I suppose, if you want to call it that. But yeah, there you go, look. Green, pink, white, no orange, and the tagged one, and then the new one. So yeah, 2021 Monkey Brown. 2021. I don't know. Oh, Carrie Ann's here, Screen Fan 1990, hello. Hey. Mike X08, there you go, hello. Yeah, so we're getting a few viewers talking now, there we go. That's what we want. So yeah, we've got some masts here, as you can see. I recognise one of those masts. Oh, for God's sake. Why is it on every bleeding stream the same person has to come in with a mouth like a sewer? Why? Dylan! Thin ice, my pedigree chum, thin ice. And you're going to crash into slushy sort of territory. And like this ain't Snatch, and I'll be there underneath. So I've got a message to either show or hide from Dylan Cloud. Why am I not surprised? It's always nice to be called what we truly are, isn't it? I must say. What an absolute prick. But yes, hello My Cakes, Screen Ghost, Dylan, Casket Crew. The day that I meet Dylan, honestly, it's going to be such a mix of emotions, good and bad. If that day comes. Anyway, look, we haven't got long, man. This stream can't go on long because we're going off a GoPro here. We're not going off the main power for the PC, which, you know, isn't affected unless there's a power cut, of course. So let's go on with it, shall we? So finally, it's got something inside. What's it got inside? I think there's a plastic insert in the mask. Ah, well. Plastic insert. That's dodgy, that is, man. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know it had that. Look at the size of that label. Oh, it's 2 labels. Not to be removed until delivered to the consumer. This label is affixed in compliance with provincial law. This article contains new material only, in capital letters. Content, polyurethane foam. Then it's got the same in French on the other side. Then we have, see if we can put it up to the camera in a minute. Then we have style 93828. So that's the item number of the, well, we know this anyway, but that's the item of the new Fantastic Faces mask. Not 9206, not 9206S, 93828. RN88490, which is normal. Fun World Div, which we like. I haven't looked at the chin yet, actually. White clean with a damp cloth. Again with the RN86, what's that? 88490 Fun World Div. Then it's got it in French. Then it says made in Foshan. Foshan's where they do EUs. Foshan's where they did Resurrection Mass. Foshan is where they do the HHNs, if I remember right. Yanjiang is another one where they do EUs. But basically the decent masks, Yanjiang and Foshan. Or some preferred masks among fans, should we say. Aye. Manufacture date April to June 2026. 26 of the, oh yeah, we got a date code as well on the item number. But yeah, that's I don't know what has happened to this, but look at this. I think people that have had this before have re-tagged this wrong, because look at the length of the barb. Look at the length of the barb. Just checking the chat. So yeah, look at this. This is why I don't like it when samples go to other people and then things like this happen. Look at that, man, it's on the piss. This has been re-tagged with a micro barb, or re-tagged with a long barb, and I don't know what this had at first when it was originally tagged, but let's let you see. Yep. Some fans have seen this before, you know you've seen this before on Instagram. And it has like the little graphical instruction with regards to the hood. Yeah. Oh, that barb is just pathetic, man. Oh, I hate to say, but I think I'm going to re-tag this, re-barb this before I send it back. Yeah, well, despite it only be a barb that's been pissed about with, it still ruins the hang of the mask. I mean, you want to keep this on a tag, if it was to keep, which it isn't of course, this particular one, then yeah, you've got a lopsided barb straight away. Velcro, it is a beauty, I must say, it is a beauty. Oh man, this has been made a mess of. You know, despite what you may think, this arrived this afternoon to my flat, and I didn't really have a proper look at it. Despite what it is, I really didn't have a look at it because I've been searching for my Fantastics ever since to compare it. And trust me, there's a lot of storage boxes and I didn't exactly label where they were, so I had to go through like 20 odd storage boxes to find my Fantastics. Each mask will look different due to the eye cuts. We'll have to see, won't we? Oh, the smell though, it's just like HHN, Resurrection masks. Recent EU stamps, whether big EUs are normally used, this Pong is absolutely stinking in a good way. But let's compare this recreated Fantastic to a vintage Fantastic. Which one shall we compare to? So this is a, we'll look more onto the Fantastic, we'll look more onto this one, don't worry, that's not the end of it, so please don't get the wrong idea. But we're going to compare it with a couple of Fantastics. So this is a splotch, as you may notice or may not, depending on the light. Yes, Mr. Splotch. This has been sent to Fun World several bloody times. This was the inspiration mask for one of the Sideshow figures. So this mask was the base model, shall we say, to go off for one of the Sideshow figures, which has been mentioned on stream before. But yeah, splotchy. I really try not to mishandle this now because I don't want to mess up the barbs, but you know, look at the side by side splotch, and obviously double dimple recreation. There you go. Just letting you have a good look. Okay, so I don't have every iteration of Fantastic. I have splotch and I have double dimples, that's it. I don't have multi-dots, I don't have small dots. So, splotchy. Signed inside by RJ, says return to sender with his signature, which you can see is obviously protruding through the latex there, the vinyl, the rubber, whatever you want to call it. Again, splotch. And yes, we do know, fans should know this that watch the stream for a long time, this is a fake tag, and this has been hole punched in the top on purpose to make it horrible. Because if any little sod come and swipe this from the collection, or they broke in the flat, broke in storage boxes, then it was easily noticeable by any fan that knows their stuff that this is a fake tag. It's also bendy photo paper, glossy photo paper, but fans of the stream for a long time will already know about this. Same with this one. So mistakes exist on this header tag on purpose. Again, not to be mistaken, if it was nicked, if it was stolen, then they couldn't sell it as genuine because someone will say, well, that's the wrong Fun World logo, and that's the wrong Fun World logo there, and the fun time's not exactly right, you know. But let's compare him anyway. So, green splotch with double dimple. But look how this hangs. The barbs are even, so we may have to rebarb this, I think. It's a sample, you know, they're not going to be too fussed. But yeah, just have a look at the face-to-face comparison, shall we? Oh, there you go. I tell you what, they're about the same measurement. They touch nose to nose, chin to chin. Hang on. Oh, I tell you what, there's not much difference. Jesus, man. You know, looking at this re-scanned, 3D scanned, whatever mask, and looking at this splotch, and looking even at the eyes, I honestly think the splotch was what the double dimple was, and then ended up getting worn on the mould. Looking at this, I don't think it was a separate mould for splotch and double dimple. It looks like it got worn over time, and the dimple lost one of the depths of the indents on the top of the dimple. Now I can see them side by side. I can't even compare this with my other double dimple mask, because the pink one and the tag mask are double dimple. Side by side, when you're looking at these right in front of you, shit man, there's a lot of similarities. The peak of the nose, the point of the nose, the bottom of the nose, the top of the mouth, the middle of the mouth. There's a crease in the mouth, similar to a Gen 2 fearsome, which I will say, with that description. Jesus man, a lot of similarities. Let's just check it with the chat. Why has it blocked his comment when he's just asking about the thickness? Hate to give Fun World. Why have you got to always be nasty? Dylan, come on. They're not idiots, mate. They've listened. They're not idiots. Please. Show a bit of respect, eh? If they were Fun World idiots of any kind, they'd have said, no, stuff you fantastic. Wouldn't they? They've redone it, mate. They've done a bloody good job. They've done a bloody good job, honestly. Yeah. You gotta remember, man. This is. I was checking my emails the other day, and yeah, at least 4 or 5 years of conversations and emails and video chats and Teams meetings have existed with me and RJ, and a lot of the time it was about this. A lot of the time. There wasn't a video chat that went by where I wouldn't say, oh, what about the Fantastic? Oh, yeah, we can't talk about that at the minute. There's something going on with Scream 5. There's something going on with Scream 6, you know. But looking at this, let's just... I'll put it up to the screen for you in a sec. Just looking, because this double dimple pink, again, same type of tag, you know, fake on purpose. Looks the part from a distance, that's all it's meant to do. But yeah, looking at this, so this is a sturdy mask. Not much bend, see. Then you get greeny. Look at that, just flops. Then you get the white. Instant flop. Lost his missus. But yeah, this one, sturdy. Sturdiest Fantastic I've got is the pink. But again, looking at these, so what I'm looking at is essentially a copy of a copy, sort of. So my pink, as I say, is double dimple. This one's double dimple, you know, 3D scan, as we know. And let's see. Oh, the pink's a little bit longer. Look at the bottom of the chin. Look at the bottom of the chin on the mask. I don't know how well you're going to see it on a GoPro, but I'm going to touch noses. Unless it's just the angle. See, the eyes seem a bit higher on this as well. I've got my lounge light on so I can just see some details. See if you can see the... Can you see the Fun World div? I'm hoping you can. I've tried to get as much light on as possible, honestly, just so you can enjoy. Do you see that? My stream on the tablet's a few seconds behind, so I can see that I can see some of the wording at least. And then you look at the pink one, was probably a bit easier to see on the pink. And again, that one's signed inside as well. Holy shit, man. Jesus, it really is a proper scan, I tell you. I can see almost every mark on the back of the pink chin, on the back of the white chin. The silliest little marks, the silliest little pinpricks, the silliest little dots. And you can see it. Even right on the end of the chin, right on the bottom, right here, on the mask. Identical. Which there should be, of course. Just check the chat. Hello, School Splitter, how you doing? K Darko. It might be the angle we don't look to, but yeah. It's probably the angle with the nose to nose comparison. But yeah, let's have a look anyway with the let's get the tag one out of the frame. This hasn't been out of the frame in bloody years, honestly. Look at it, just sat there. So this is Double Dimple. I really dread touching this, honestly. It's see, showing its age. This is a thicker mask, you can feel it. You can feel it's thicker, but it's just flopped, you know. So genuine Tag Fantastic vintage against genuine remade. I mean, look at the colour difference, Jesus, man. How anyone could try and sell one of these, untag it and sell it as a vintage, there's no hope, is there? One, it will stink, and two, it's super white. Super white. Who are you? Who I am? Look at them. I'll tell you what, man, looks like there's a size difference with these two. Oh geez, just a bit. You got to remember that this one's not exactly straight, shall we say. I mean, the eyes push in just here. This is a very particular aged shape, should we say. Got your squiggles on the back. What have we got here? Alan, RJ, Stanley. Again, you can see difference with the replica fake mistake tag compared to the original. Again, it was just meant to look the part for hanging up and display. But yeah, looking at this, Jesus, man. Let's just say it wasn't a good job they used this to 3D scan off because of the forehead there. See that? In the middle of the eyes, at the top of the eye sockets in the middle. And also this is cotton shroud as well. See if the, where is it? Yeah. Yeah. So to say essentially this is the same mould, the pink one matches better than the white one, but again, this, you know, must have had a hard life over the years, the way it's ended up shaping itself. Check up with the chat, then we'll get the pink one up again just for a sec. Carry on to age one of those bad boys. Alright. What a glorious piece. The mould they went with for the 30th already resembles a Gen 2 without actually being classified as one. It looks eerily similar to my Gen 2. Well, you know, Gen 1 and 2's are little similarities, only little, but yeah. At the end of the day, it was based off a double dimple, and comment on Facebook earlier said, have you seen the mask that they scanned to make this mask, you know, the 30th anniversary one? I says, no, I've never seen that mask. All I know is it was a real mask, it was double dimple, and that was that. It was scanned, and honestly, until you see these in your hands like this, you don't realise how good they really are. They really, as someone said on the chat earlier, they really are the shite, as in good, as in top class, top rank, 10 out of 10, you know. Was it Judge Smale says in Caddyshack, top marks, top marks? Yes, that's what this is, top marks, top marks. Yeah, it could have had a Fantastic Faces themed header, but again, not to be ruled out for the future if they bring out another one with regards to a standard shroud only. I've already put that info forward to RJ, saying please, you got to do something. And yeah, I've already said, look, pink, orange, green, fantastic header. It's been hinted on several times, trust me. I've hinted on other things as well, but I'm not allowed to say anything about that, so that's with something totally different, so don't get the wrong idea, for God's sake. But I start thinking now, why don't they just redo the Gen 2 as well? Let's have a nice 30th anniversary Scream 2 mask, you know. Standard fearsome. But somebody asked earlier, didn't they, about the thickness? Was it Dylan? Somebody said about the thickness of this mask. So the thickness of this is about the same as this. Not the same as the white one, the splotch. Same as the white one that's tagged. But yeah, thickness wise, it's quite sturdy, it's quite decent. I hate holding this as it is with a dodgy tag on it. Look at that, man. Oh, it's horrible. That's it's just killed it, honestly. Let's put it through here. I'm gonna unhook this for the minute. So I've just unhooked it because it's so easy because the way it's been tagged. Oh man, look at that. But yeah, have a close up. And before you get upset, I can easily put it back onto the header, don't worry. And I do have a tagging gun. And one thing I'm good at with the tagging gun, not to blow my own trumpet, is I can tag through the original holes. I'm good at lining them up, getting the needle through the original holes. Done it with this mask, as it still is. Done it with other masks of my own vintage masks. Gen 2s, Gen 1s. So don't say, oh, he's going to put another hole in the sample. No, that won't happen. I ain't here to mess it up. But look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Can we actually properly see the fun, you know, the fun world? Look at that beauty. Check with the chat, then we're going to go to the costume. Screen I'm trying to catch up with hello Charlie Wright, how you doing? Making sure I acknowledge everyone, I don't want people being left out. Casket Crew have said, Screenfan 1990. Who's Screenfan 1990? I've heard that name before. Who's that? He used to be on Twitter somewhere. What's up with Dylan now? What's the matter with you? Huh? You know, pipsqueak, as they say in Our Feeder's Own Pet. The original header tags are trashed, the new ones are better. No, all the way round. The Fantastics are vintage, mate. The Fantastics are classic. Yeah, so it's just a pinky reddy background with some, you know, coloured circles. Doesn't matter. It had to start somewhere, didn't it? He's going to be cursing me. Thank God he's in the US and not the UK. Yeah? One day we knock on the door. Ah, look who it is. So, yeah, here's who it is. But yeah, in all fairness, before we continue, both the headers are good, okay? Both the headers are good. It's nice to see the little 30 years of Scream. It's nice to see a star saying glow in the dark. It's nice to see Father Death mixed with Ghostface, you know? It's nice to see the Fun World logo in purple, because it's not always purple, you know? And I did ask the question a while ago. I said, why is it, RJ, that tags in the past, header tags in the past, could be Ghostface, Visage de Phantom, yeah, which was a French alternate header on the black and reds. Says, and then we had black and reds English, then we had black and reds this, then we had something that, then it says, oh, it's just to give the variations of languages to different countries as to what they're receiving. So Visage de Phantom was the French Ghostface. And now, if you look at recent years gone by with mask headers, you won't see just one block of red text saying whatever it's describing for the type. You will see English and French. And that question was asked. I says, why is it we now see on the headers and bleeding mass and whatever else, why do we keep seeing French everywhere? It says to save on tag variations, to save on packaging variations, that's why. So why English and French are the main languages featured, I do not know why it's just those two specifically. But yes, that was the answer. Just to give less variations of the header and the packaging sleeves and whatever, you know, they go into, whether it's the costume cars, whether it's the bleedings, whether it's whatever. So that's why a lot of the time now you'll see French and English. Like the Pride mask will say Pride, then it will say Pride in French. The Ukraine mask, the blue and the yellow one, you know. Stop the War mask, whatever you want to call it, again, English and French, you know. All these recent iterations have English and French on. But yeah, bilingual laws in Quebec. Here's the man himself, look, he's here. It's a good job I've got shaved for this and a haircut today, isn't it? Eh? We can actually match the handsome that he sometimes says now. Are you seeing this? Have we got an RJ Torbert here, or is it just another... Is it a dodgy sign-on? Because he has that many sign-ons. I won't allow the triangle nose. It is not an upside-down heart. Upside-down heart. They did these masks, they're beautiful. Is that the real RJ? No, it's AI RJ. It's not AI RJ. I'm not sure. But if RJ, if it really is you, send us a WhatsApp message to me, and I'll see it on here, and just see if it's properly RJ. But look at this. Look at this. Look at that beautiful mask, yeah. Look at it. Jesus, man, you could just... If they said that you're only going to smell one thing for the rest of your life. Here it is. Here it is. And then... let's do the old side by side. So vintage, as we all know. And the handsome boy, as RJ calls the mask sometimes, my handsome boy. But sparkle hood. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? Eh? It's a beauty. And then whose is that signature, RJ, in the middle? Have you seen it before? I hope it is RJ. I would suspect it is. AI won't call you handsome. There you go, exactly. I hope we can get a Gen 2 next. It is sweet, RJ. It is, it is. But what are your... Let's have a look. Vaxi. Hello, Vaxi. I know this name. This may be off topic, but what are your thoughts on the new Scary Movie 6 masks? I have seen people keep asking if they're from the Screen Use molds. Yeah, this is... I don't know why people are so interested in the Scary Movie Screen Use mold masks. I can't comment on that. I don't know everything on that. I have asked RJ, who may still be in the chat, I have asked RJ about the Scary Movie 6 masks and what was sent to set, etc., molds, scans, whatever, and there is information known, of course, but at this time the information is not shared with us as fans or the general public. Maybe in time, maybe RJ could comment in the chat, I don't know. But yeah, you see what I mean, RJ, if you're still there with these comments on the Scary Movie 6. Now, as a Scary Movie 6 mask and the variants made for the film, although not all in the film, similar to the first film, isn't it really? Did several variants, but they didn't all make the cut. But with regards to the Scary Movie 6 masks, as in the updates, you know, what have been done to them, yeah, I've not got one problem with them whatsoever. I like the Killer mask has had a nice update. Now we're getting it in mass produced. We got the Smiley mask. Yeah, we're going to have the Wasp, the Stone from the before, you know. I think the masks are good. I think they're going to be out there for a hell of a long time. Maybe after we've gone, you know, we're up in heaven, people will still be enjoying the damn things. But I just hope that they are looked after in all sense of the word with regards to Funworld's future, with regards to the fans' future. I hope they last forever, you know, as long as possible. Oh, I've just signalled the bloody... I just signalled the gimbal there. I activated it by... It started raising up. Yeah. Being quite as... Come on, Dylan, man. Just be nice, please. I know. No matter what, you know, no matter what, there's always negativity in the world, isn't there? And I've grown up with it all my bleeding life, man, and I'm quite sick of it, to be honest. So please, back off, man. Eh? Back off. Be nice. We're here to just show a nice, fantastic Faces recreated mask. We're here to enjoy it. We're here to, you know, right, you can't all smell it. But we just want to talk some fantastic and keep it PC, to reasonable effect. Kind of wonder if the new masks have the more classic vanilla smell compared to the newer frosting type smell of the EU's frosting, eh? Expected to see how the glow is. Oh, I'm not going to get much glow in here because I ain't got a charged up torch. But don't worry. Which is the better smell? There we go, RJ says, look, they were not moulds. That's it for now. Yeah. So, there were no moulds for the Scary Movie 6 Screen Use masks. More information in the future, I'm sure. I spoke to the costume designer. She said the mask was plastic. Oh, you can see it's plastic from the trailer, can't you? It's a solid mask, you can tell that. It's different to obviously Scary Movie 2000, of course, but you know. Not in my nature. Come on, Dylan, you're a good lad. You can do it. People were curious if the mass-produced ones are from the real... you know what? I don't think it really matters. Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why? Why does it matter? As long as the mask looks the part for the film, and they film whatever with it, they have fun with it, they get the right shots, they get the lighting right, it doesn't matter. I hope. I still haven't seen Scary Movie 6. I'm just thinking, the missus said Friday, are you going to go see the film? He says, you know what, I don't know why, I'm just not in a hurry. I'm really not in a hurry. I sort of lost interest because of life things going on. I've had other distractions which have not been good distractions, but we don't need to get into that. But yeah, I do need to go Scary Movie 6, go see it. And yeah, I don't know, man. But one of the silly things I see online at the minute, I still can't believe people are doing this. One of the stupidest silly things I see online at the minute are people that are making a Scream 5 mask, a Stu mask, a Scream 6 mask, a Scream 7 mask. They're just EU stamps. There isn't a Scream 5 mask, a Scream 6 mask, a Scream 7 mask. The only difference is the modifications that the studio and the crew do to them to get particular shapes. Like the Scream 5, they put the ultra whites into the chin, didn't they? They chopped the mask in half into the chin. Just made it have a look that they preferred. But at the end of the day, it's still an EU stamp. It's been an EU stamp since 2000 for the movie masks. Of course, yes, TD reshoots, Scream 4. And older ASIS for Scream 3. So ASIS header tagged masks, then the black and red tagged masks, and then Scream 4, we know, you know, all the shrouds removed and other shrouds put on, reshoot masks for January 2011 reshoots, I should say. You know, but essentially, there's a lot of comments lately online. Has anybody got an April to June 2024 Scream 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 24 mask? You're like, wow, what does it matter? I heard from somebody that was in contact with somebody on the set that April to June 2024 was used for this particular scene, mask film. You're like, oh. Why? Why? It doesn't matter, it's just an EU stamp. But in this particular scene, I think the big EU was... In the particular scene in Scream 7 in the bar, it may have been a big EU, yes, fine. Track down the type, buy it. It doesn't matter about the modifications. Let the set use masks remain as the set use masks. Why has everything got to be copied? Why? Enjoy the masks for what they are. You want to modify them and customise them and replicate certain things, that's your business, as long as you're not selling them in mass quantities. Yeah? Enjoy them, you know. They're made for the fans to enjoy. You're never going to see a Scream 6 accurate screen use mask in mass production, are you? That's honestly, yeah. The amount of times I see these April to June 2024 masks because I want to make a Scream... Moron, your bus is leaving. Groundhog Day, you know what I mean? Why? People want accuracy. From a January to March 2024 to an April to June 24 to a July to September 2024 to an October to December 2024, it's all the same master mother moulds. It's just a bit of print on a header and a label, it doesn't matter. As long as the moulds are correct. And you can compare EUs from the 90s, from the 2000s, from the 2010 range, from the 2017s to the 2024s. All side by side. So 90s all the way to current day. Me and Tim Dufresne did this years ago on many pictures and videos and private messages. There's not much difference whatsoever. Maybe a bit of change in eye mesh. Maybe an alteration on the header with the position of the star, you know. Of course the manufacture date's been updated. Yeah. But honestly, I see all these people. I need an April to... Oh. Just stop, please. Just stop. Why? Why? All you want is an EU stamp. Now you want to customise it as a Stu mask. You want to do it as a Billy mask. You want to get an age mask and make it even more age. That's your business. Okay. I ain't a boss, I ain't a manager, I ain't anything to do with Fun World apart from contact, you know, with RJ of course, but you know, I don't have a say in anything. Why would I? I'm a fan the same as you. But honestly, in the last few years, the community's changed, and not for the better. All these little pricks coming along, spending mummy and daddy's money out their account, got the sort code, the account number, spending thousands on vintage masks, and one day the little arses will get bitch slapped because mum and dad will say, why have you spent £2,000 on a mask? But the community used to be different, you know. Let's just be glad of one thing. The community does appreciate the new 30th mask, which is why we're here. The community does appreciate vintage masks. Some of the community overpriced masks. Too much. I saw a customised EU yesterday on a group. No names mentioned. Scream 7 EU, blah, blah, for $600. Why? And it wasn't one of these ones mentioned in another video recently on YouTube. I'm not talking about other creations from other companies or people or whatever it was. I remember briefly seeing something on YouTube, again no names mentioned, that had modifications in it that was not screen used but replicated from screen use of some sort. But yeah, this EU, $600, and I thought, who the hell do you think you are to charge $600 for an EU that isn't even screen used? Why? Honestly, mate, honestly. Yeah. School split, yeah, sorry, let's get back to the video in hand, shall we? The stream in hand. I'm all for people loving the new Ghostface mask. It's Ghostface at the end of the day. If you don't like it, whether it's a different variant or colour, that's okay, but I'm glad others can enjoy him. RJ Talbot to answer Vaxi. Over 60 masks of all different designs were sent to the set. There are many reasons for this. Same with Scream 5, 100 masks sent to the set, including oil slicks. You didn't see him on screen though, did you? You know? For Scream 7, and then 60 is ludicrous. Yeah. I feel like whenever Tim says that type of stuff, he's insulting like 30% because I feel like a lot of people really do care about it. Yeah, but it's just a mask type, mate. It's just a mask type. And the community's changed for the worse. Let's just be glad we're not the Dead by Daylight community, because trust me, that is a very toxic community and it's not nice, it's not pleasant, and everyone's always at each other. Here you can come on a stream and listen to actual facts. Yeah, there's opinions that you might not agree with, but it doesn't always come down to depicting manufacture dates. What the depiction needs is the type of mask. So for whatever reason, look at Scream 5. At the end of Scream 5, you see a plastic mask, don't you? The hard PU plastic mask come towards the screen. Many people then say, oh, I want to get a Scream 5 plastic mask. Well, it isn't a Scream 5 plastic mask, it's just a hard PU mask. They've sent it in, they've used it for that particular scene. And there you go. Look at the chrome mask. Chrome mask originally made in a boxed type with certificate, and then later released years later without the box to keep the box one, you know, single and more rare. But again, chrome one used in the film. But you don't see people saying, well, I want a Scream 5 chrome mask. It doesn't matter, it's just a chrome mask that were later re-released again at Spirit Halloweens, you know. And people for the most part liked them. But also with the chrome mask you got a small version as well, didn't you? You got the kids version as well. I don't know, man. But no, we're not. It's Aaron Schneider. Sorry, Aaron, I didn't see it was your name. I do apologise. But no, we're not insulting people, Aaron. We're just saying sometimes it's a bit too detailed. I mean, the end of the day, Scream 4 was made and they had new header tags come out in, obviously, the Halloween of 2011. And some of the header tags before Scream 4 on the black and red types, as we nickname them, you could work out manufacture dates with a particular type of code that I could describe. Starts with RN, 11060, blah blah blah. But when you translate these codes, they actually translate to manufacture dates before the Jan to March and the April to June, etc., etc., started getting printed onto the headers. So there was like an alternate manufacture date before it then got updated to the Jan to March and all the others that we see, April to June, July to September, October to December. But you don't see people on the community saying, oh, I'm looking for a blah 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 manufacture date Scream 4 mask. It doesn't happen. It's only started coming around since Scream 5 in 2022. But the end of the day, the main killer mask is always the EU stamps. Always will be, for the foreseeable future, as long as we can tell. And then to get these little chaps, obviously we've been blessed. We've been blessed. So I'm just going to catch with the comments, and then we're going to go to the costume, because people messaged me earlier, says, is it true the costume's a bib style mask? I was like, obviously you didn't see the Halloween store Instagram, but no, it's not a bib style mask. We'll get it out in a second. Chromes are underrated. Aaron, you don't even know the half of it. Yeah. The Spirit Halloween is shinier. Yeah. The Spirit Halloweens, the Walgreens masks, Jesus man, the CVS, all these types of masks used to get nicknamed in the past, you see. In 2011, I've got a CVS EU stamp. No. You got an EU stamp that came from CVS. Reason being, there's a CVS price sticker in the corner of the header. And the reshoots were known as Walgreens reshoots, because any Walgreens you went in, for a lot of fans, would always have the reshoot TD mold masks, as we know them now, TDs, So yeah, there are nicknames, but they were sort of store related, but now we're getting nicknames that are manufacture date related. You're like, why? As long as it's the main used EUs. And yeah, if there's other types used, of course, Of course. But no, don't take offence, Aaron. Don't take offence. It's not meant to come across like that, but it just shows how, in recent years, a lot of the fans that I've known don't bother with the groups anymore, because it's got a bit daft. And these are good people with brilliant collections, many types of masks, and they've learnt a lot from collecting them themselves, from purchasing in stores, from learning things online, via my site, via other sites, via Twitter, via just facts from documentaries and the crew, via Funworld's info, We've all come a long way. We've all come a long way. Alright, brother. Yes. Thank God Tim was the ambassador for that. Is he being nice now, is he, Dylan? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank God Tim's the ambassador for the fans. I wouldn't say I'm the ambassador for the fans. I'm one of many fans, or one of a few, shall we say, that live stream. That's it. End of story. Although I will say my website is 20 years old in December. Well, 26th of November, technically. 20 years, man, eh? Anyway. But yes, Vaxi, they are all EUs. Walgreens red tags are glorious. Do you think we'll ever get a red metallic again? Never say never, but I don't work for Funworld. But I'd like to see them, yeah. It's not impossible, is it? I mean, how many people at one time says, would we ever get this again? Here it is in my hand. Recreated Generation 1 Fantastic Faces. Just take the compliment. Yeah, thank you, sir. Right. So, white Fantastic Splotch mould. Green Fantastic Splotch. Tag. Fantastic. Double dimple. On they go. Now we come to this chap. Let's see if we can you see that there? So many of you may have seen this already on the Halloween Store UK Instagram. I'm guessing many of you have, to be honest, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So we've got the 30th Scream little logo that's new this year down the side there. We've got a picture of the mask glowing, and then we've got like almost like an old stock picture of the mask there with a red background. So 30 years of Scream essentially, glow in the dark, and also, again as mentioned earlier, the French, which is Brille dans les noirs, which is glow in the dark in French of course. And then yes, a nice beautiful picture of this mask with the red background, and don't forget, Ghostface lives, which he bloody does. So 30th anniversary, or anniversaire, again as they say in the French. And this is April to June 2026. And again, some of these codes on the back of the manufacture dates were in existence in 2010, a little bit before 2010, and 2011 mainly onwards. They got even more common. And some of these codes that were the alternate manufacture dates go like this. So in this particular one, 26060 HFW31. So all of that is like an alternate code, like a factory code. And with earlier types of masks on different headers, Scream 4 error, just before Scream 4, after Scream 4, during Scream 4, you could see these codes. And they'd sometimes be sideways up next to the barcode on the back of headers. They'd be in different styles. But this one is 26060, which basically means it's an April to June number code wise. Yes, we've got the April to June text, but here we go. Let's carry on. So it's a bit daunting taking all this out now, and I've got to fold it up properly again. There you go. So we're just going to go through a little bit of detail because you lot want to see and hear this properly. So the material content in yellow font, like the old collector's edition yellow there on the back. Good to see the yellow return. Robe fabric is 50% polyester, 50% metallic thread, hence the sparkle robe. The lining is 100% polyurethane foam. The belt and gloves are 50% polyester, 50% metallic thread, same as the robe. The care instructions: robe, belt and gloves hand wash separately in cold water. Do not bleach. Pay attention to this. That's the same with the masks. Reason I say is, years ago when me and my mates used to do silly fan films, every time we filmed, sweat collected in the chin, which Brian Avery would vouch for as stuntman of Scream 3. Then you put your head back and you get a chin full of bloody saliva. You're like, oh, for God's sake. So every time me and my mates filmed with the mask, ASIS, MK molds, all sorts of masks we had, every time I get home I put them in the washing machine, and yeah, they'd end up with particular shapes after that washing machine. But the MKs always held the shape for some reason. The EUs be this and that, but you could hair dry them again. But yes, do not bleach, and of course do not iron. But none of you are silly like that, you're not going to do that. And of course line dry, it says here. So we then have that same text in French as well. So then we got some copyright, but the item number of this particular item is 136764, and there's your inlay card. Of course, double dimple mask on the card as well, so not just a generic image used for the costume. Right, let's have a look here. Right, now this, in this particular case, I am going to leave the robe in so it stays as it should stay. It's exactly the same material as the mask, the hood on the separate mask. Exactly the same as that, exactly the same as the sparkle ones from the 25th anniversary. I will leave the costume in its pack because I'm not the best at folding these things, unfortunately. So, here we are then. This... what the hell? Well, well. I think we've got a surprise here. We'll just catch up with the chat and we'll get on to the mass. EUs are great, love them to new ones. So Skull Splitter, EUs are great and I love them to pieces, but when it comes to these new ones, never thought I'd get a fantastic style mask for under $30. Yeah, exactly. Agree with you, says to carry on, said RJ. Yes, I'd avoid those groups, they're toxic, they likely have IQs less than their shoe size. Yeah, maybe. I was planning on making a Facebook account again just to join the crew because I wanted to get some mask types from there, but now I don't know. No, this is why on my website I used to have a separate forum, because then we could have moderation a bit more controlled with regards to people and the toxicity. But again, let's carry on with this. Been excited to see the costume because people drive them out with the hobby. Fair enough. Let's see if it actually resembles a Scream-On robe or... yeah, I don't know, shall we take the costume out, shall we not? I suppose I'll just fold it up again, innit? The thing that surprised me with this is this has not been opened at all. So on the Halloween store, I'm not sure how many samples were with the UK distributor, but I'm sure with the Halloween store UK they took this out of the packaging. I'm sure they did. This one's completely sealed. So, and I can see, you can't really see because of the shine of the bag, but I can see that there's a belt in there, as they call it, and it's, honestly, that's still folded like it was from the factory. So this mask has not been opened. Let's give a side by side with the tag mask. Look at them beauties. I mean, this looks duller because it's still got plastic over it, but Jesus, man. I'm gonna have to plug a wire into this GoPro because the battery's about halfway gone. We need to get on with it. 1 second. Oh, easy. Oh my God. So I was going to open the curtain a bit just to let a bit of light in, but the sun's literally coming straight at me. They had it open, looks like a Gen 2 fresh, well, whatever this is, it's unopened until now, so I'm going to open it. There we go. Yeah, that's, honestly, that's sealed until right now, that is. I can tell. And this, look at that, it's all still folded. This is the belt, basically. This is your sparkly belt. I don't know how much that's showing up on the camera. And look at this. Oh, that mask is beautiful. Hey, look at this. Actually, gloves that would probably fit me. Because gloves all seem to be a one size fits all, but they're like a weird size. But yeah, these, let's just try one. There you go. Well, well. Yeah, sparkle belt and sparkle gloves, and they fit. Jesus. Ah, now this Velcro on the top there. Do you see that? Oh, this is a beauty. Surprised myself there. It's strong. Oh, it smells like. It doesn't smell exactly like this one. This one smells vanilla. This one smells like sweets, just like sweet sweets, if that can. Yeah, there's only a little different, but oh, the indents on this mouth are beautiful, man. This has got. Let's have a look. Ah, you see, this is what fans were saying earlier, where you're going to see differences because of the hand cut eyes. I can see differences with this. Literal differences, but yeah, differences. But yeah, Velcro right at the top there. Right in the middle. I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but it's there, it's there. Oh, this is a beauty, but look at that. I was going to say standard shroud, but it isn't. So, here's your answer, look. This is not a bib style. This is an almost standard shroud, apart from the type being different. There's no streamers down the side. There's nothing that overlaps the forehead and the sides of the face. No streamers or dreadlocks, as I used to call them, but nothing hanging at the side of the mask or over the forehead. See if we can get the. This is a beauty, this. And it has a does have a strap inside. And again, it's got what the other mask has got, which is this. The insert to keep the mouth shape during shipping, I would guess. You know what, I can see a lot of fans keeping that in just to keep the shape. Some are going to take it out, of course, but yeah. This is an absolute beauty. To say it's just like a standard shroud without the streamers and with elastic band inside, elastic strap and the Velcro on the top, this is just as desirable. Well. Yeah. Just 1 second, I'm going to make sure to plug the camera in because I can see this is getting low. I'm just going to get a plug and plug the wire into the back of the camera. Just 1 sec. I don't want it to die as we're doing this. Don't want any problems with the stream. It was bad enough getting it started. Oh my god. Can we just get somewhere to prop it up? 1 second, people, we're almost there. Bloody phone chargers, they're not long enough, honestly, the cables. There we go, thank God for that. Oh dear. Does it smell like the OG though? Is it poly shroud or cotton? Well, we do have, where is it? We had labels inside of the other one. This one hasn't got a label, but the shroud is polyester. Yeah, sorry about the delay there, but I didn't want the camera dying because that's what's keeping the stream going, because we're not on the PC. But yeah, it does smell nice. The mask with the header tag on smells a little different, but again, nothing drastic. Is that plugged in? Yeah, it's plugged in. Oh, sorry, RJ. Hang on a minute. Hang on. 1 second. Okay, sorry, RJ. Yeah, I've got the message. I got the message. It's because it's on vibrate, was what it's normally on for work. So no offence. Zaxter90. Look, classic fan is here. Zaxter90. Can we see more vintage masks in the future? Yeah, as I say before, I've already asked if we can get pink, orange and green of these. Imagine if we could. Imagine if we could get what they call the droop hood or the deluxe hood. That'd be nice, with a big foam pad in the front. Yes. I can answer that with Butch Rider. Butch Rider says, "Hello sir," which I'm guessing he's speaking to RJ in the chat. Is it true that the new Robe streamers have the double-sided sparkle? Yes, it is. It is. Let me put this tablet down, see if we can get the Robe out. It's going to be a git to fold up, but you know what? We've got it, we might as well show it. Holy jeez, remember where the insert was? Right behind. There we go. So, yeah, there you go, there's your proof. So streamers on the arms. I'm not sure how well it will show on camera, but sparkle. Streamer on the other side of the arms. Sparkle. And there you go. Yeah, sparkle. With regards to the hood, there is a very thin foam pad in top of it, and you got your Velcro. Got your Velcro there. I don't know if you can see it right there. You know what? That's a bloody nice robe. That. Yeah. It's got a little opening at the top here. There you go. Jesus, look at them labels. Just like the header mask with a header tag on. Yeah, you got a little opening at the top. So at the top here, on the robe, is a little couple of inch opening with a Velcro tag on. It's hard to do. It's actually quite heavy for what it is. Yeah, right there. I've opened it up, but it's actually off the pad now. Let's put it back on again. Yeah. See, geez, that's actually quite long as well. I've lined up like the top of the robe with my neckline, and it's actually covering my feet. Oh, there we go, we got a message coming. The message says, announcement time. Okay, let me put it on. Let me put it on. I'm going to have to go side of the camera because I've not left myself much room in front of the camera, so make sure we get it the right way round. Hey! Hey, it's not bad, you know. Oh, hello. This is nice. Oh, that's it now. We lost the hat, look. Quick, put the hat back on. Right, I'm waiting on a message to see what RJ says. See if we can do whatever's going to come through. Oh, you little beauty. Hey, it's nice. Where's the pad? There you go. I've only got a mirror in the bathroom, I haven't got one anywhere else. It's only a small mirror. Need to have a quick look. Hang on. Hey, this is nice. Stretchy material, you're not limited. Look at that. The hood's not going all over the place because it's velcroed. We've not got streamers sticking out and have to tuck them in because they're not there. Hey, look at this. I'm quite happy staying like this, but I can't see the chat properly there. Let's take it back off. Hey, that was nice. That's good, that's good. I tell you what, that was... I have a couple of robes from Workbench, you know, Clive. And I must say, this is comparable with regards to measurements and length. I mean, let's have a look. Yeah, this is over my feet. It's not touching the floor, but it's over my feet, and I'm just touching 6 foot. Yeah, costume's been on, costume's still on, mask as well, yes. Tim was the killer, I knew it. I've not done this on a video clip for years. Last time I did a sparkly costume with a mask on that was I think it was an EU, was for a DVD streamer a couple of years back now. So handsome, he says, yes. Send a WhatsApp, RJ. Send a WhatsApp. You know what? I tell you what, chaps. Yeah, with these double-sided streamers in the sparkle and the costume itself, I'm sorry, but the distributors have just lost the costume and headed mask now. I'm keeping these. But what are we watching going, no? I doubt it, I doubt it. I don't think anyone from distributors will be watching this. They got better things to do. Not in a nasty way, but you know, I'm sure they probably don't look at these streams. Tim confirmed for Scream 7 maybe. Yeah, Ghostface has put on weight. Yeah, that's me saying that, not the comments, as you can see. Ghostface with a Brit accent is so funny. He was Marco all along. Very impressive, too legit, yeah. Hood looks great, everything 10 out of 10. The fabric looks like my screen used on camera. Yeah, it does. The fabric, when you're here and, you know, wearing it, I didn't think I'd be doing this tonight. Yeah, it's bloody good, I tell you. It's bloody good. But even with the, you know, the gloves. If I had one of my replica knives, my Book 120s that CBS Studios made, Kurt from Australia, and also Clive's made a couple as well. And I'd just do it for the camera, but they're deep in storage boxes. So I wish I'd got a couple out now. So we're just getting a message through from RJ with regards to an announcement. So Butch Rider's happy, yes, knocked it out of the park with this. This is the robe everyone expected when they when they finished watching Scream. Well, it's true, it's true, it's true. If you'd have got this robe and this mask combination with Scream 1 era of Fun World products, yeah, bloody hell, they'd have been all over the place, wouldn't they? Aye, so here we go then. I've just got this message. Still looking to make my sparkle wear and fancy, Aaron Schneider, yeah. Don't worry, Aaron, all good comes to those that wait. Trust me, mate, you'll get it one day. So, announcement. The announcement is, and I've just received it through now, Ghostface will make another appearance in the US before the end of the year. I'm reading this exactly as typed, okay? So again, Ghostface will make another appearance in the US before the end of the year. Stay tuned. You heard it here first. There you go. So there we go, that's what it says. Now how that's meant to come across or what it means exactly, I don't know. But remember RJ's repeated words, there's so much going on. And Jesus, yes, there always is. One thing, I've just told him thank you, so there we go. One thing with these as well, elasticated. So what I want to do is just try a glove. One of the things me and my mates used to suffer with our fan films, again they were a mess about fan films, it didn't matter. The amount of times my mate would raise his hand up with a knife and you'd just see this. Because the sleeve would fall down, you know. Because there was nothing in the end of the sleeves on the older costumes. And now, with a glove on, with the knife, you know, if you had a knife. Look at that. You haven't got the bare arm going, oh yeah, Killer forgot to hold his sleeve down because there's no elastic. And that was the beauty with custom robes as well, isn't it? Like one of Clive's, you know, it's impossible to do that because the gloves are sewn into the end with a little gap. So, you know, you can take your hand out the glove to get something out of your pocket or respond to something on your phone. But yeah, look at that, man. I must say though, that was very easy. That get that mask on, line up the Velcro pad, just make sure all this is tucked in down here. And even in the mirror in the bathroom that I saw there for a couple of seconds, I thought, bloody hell, that looks good. Here we are on a Fun World costume mask, as in one out of the packet inside the costume, and it just looks spot on, man. Let me just catch up with the chat. No more Arnold Screams. We did 6 Arnold Screams, and the 6th one was only 15 minutes long due to casting issues, shall we say. Not in a nasty way, but yeah. Anyway. HHN question mark. I doubt it. In the US. So remember, in the US, Ghostface will appear again. That's what makes it... RJ is always very... like, what's the word? Likes to leave us with mystery. Likes to leave us to think. Rather than just saying, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, right, so that's happening, okay. No, it just gives a bit of a clue to it, but you're never sure what. The next thing you know, oh yeah, so recreated, fantastic. But yeah, this one's a bit different, with appearing in the US again by end of the year. Now that we have a sweet robe, yeah, I doubt it, Zacko. RJ in his riddles really makes the mind exactly. RJ's with a little smiley face, look, he knows what he's doing. I have to run. Good job, Tim, as always. Take care, everybody. Great job. Take care, Zach. Goodbye for now. Sweet caviar. There you go. RJ was in the chat. It was him. And he's heading off. So thank you, RJ. Have you seen the new Santa Ghostface Funko? Yes, I saw it on Instagram. Yes. Looks okay. Looks okay. I'm not as keen on the Funkos as other types, because I think the eyes just, they need to be a bit more accurate. Look at Handmade by Robots, yeah? Did all those figures, yet it wasn't exactly the face. Nothing bad with them, wasn't exactly the face though. And honestly, that maybe that'll make some of the older types even more collectible now. But with regards to Handmade by Robots Ghostface now, I prefer the face as it is now. Again, nothing bad to Handmade by Robots, they do brilliant stuff. But same with the Funko. The Funkos, I think, why has everything got to have these round, shiny eyes, you know? Although some of the fakes don't have shiny eyes, they're matte finish, aren't they? How many know that? We've done that on a stream before. But yeah, even so, even so. When and where can I get one? I saw some people would hold the sleeve in with a cloth string. Yeah, there you go. Grateful not to have a bib style mask for the costume. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that. Definitely excited. The Fun World foam buck knife is comparable to an actual 120. Thanks RJ for the question, says Vaxi. There goes the best man we know, off to work. RJ's always busy, trust me. Always busy. Carry there, good to see him on the stream, speak soon. Handmade by Robots mask is way better. Yeah, the newer one. Again, I don't personally hate the older types. I just like, God, what's up with the eyes? Just, you know, look like a cross between Shriek, if you know what I did last Friday the 13th, and bloody Scary Movie mask gone wrong with the eyes. But yeah, I prefer it as it is now. Right, chaps, the camera's plugged in, should be fine. But the one thing we haven't gone over on this is the HUD differences. Oh, there you go, look, there you go. Ah, right. Ah, right, now I can see why. The barbs are a bit funny. Oh my good God. It's hard to do this with a costume on. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm getting streamers all over the place here. Shame to take it off, but we had some fun there for a few minutes. And I've got to fold it up again, but it could be worse. Right then, graft. Okay, there we go, I got my arms sort of free again now. So, HMBR is Handmade by Robots. The figures, the little sit-down figures, all many different types. They look like they're knitted, but actually they're like a plastic vinyl. Really nice figures, really nice figures. So, oh my God, this HUD's all over the place, man. I was trying to show you the, yeah, because we've still got a barb on the header here, it's hard to sort of show. But yeah, here is your mask, exactly the same as the one in the costume. And it does have a elastic strap as well, but this is a two-piece hood. So the two-piece hood is, this goes over the top, as you can see there. We've got the header in the way, but I'm not going to snap the barb. So this is the hood. And it does have the triangle cut tassels. But aside from that hood, without me snapping barb, it is the same shroud as on the costume mask. You see that? I'm trying to show you everything possible, because I do have to send this back. This ain't a gift, this ain't from RJ, this is UK distributor. It's just got me suspicious now, because I've had to break the seal on this costume masks. So I was like, how many did they receive as samples, costume wise? But as far as I can tell, with the way these barbs were, this probably is the same mask from the Halloween one we've seen on Instagram, as in the Halloween store. And again, the mask is bending a bit there because I'm holding the header with the barb still attached, but this is essentially the same. So imagine with the header detached, you know, you purchased a few masks for whatever reason of this type, you've cut the header off one to use and display, whatever you want to do. It is the same as this, without that extra hood on top. And these have a hook and loop, as in Velcro, to put these over the mask. But honestly chaps, these masks, oh, they're beautiful. I don't want to send it back. I'm going to send it back, I've got no choice, you know. But at the end of the day, these masks are bloody top notch, top notch. Not getting undressed, just removing cloak or robe or whatever we call it. But yeah, thank you for this for us fans. Until next time, thank you Butch. Have a good night, young man. It is currently 9:47 PM here, so we'll call it an end in a second. I do have, bloody hell man, I do have a hell of a lot of masks under this box that the camera's set on. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on, we got a bit of extra info from RJ. See, already the comments have said HHN question mark. That's just been confirmed. No, it's not another HHN, unfortunately. So because the comments have said HHN later this year in the US, it's got people thinking, obviously. But yeah, all we can say for now, it says here, additional message, not HHN, not Horror Nights. It says take care Tim. All I can say for now is everyone will love it. And that's it, that's what it's put. So while the last HHN Ghostface involved of course was 2011, which is still linked on my Scream 4 page on the website, so if you ever go back to the Scream 4 page, go down, that video has got over 1 million views. It's not my video, some chap filmed the whole thing. You can still relive it on there if you need to. But yeah, for the US, where you're going to see Ghostface again, it ain't the Horror Nights sadly. Oh well. Well, even then, it would have been bittersweet for us fans over here because we got no hope of seeing it. Unless we want to spend a fortune on flights, which I haven't got personally. There we go. RJ's headed off now. I can say definitely he's gone. But yes, aside from that, there is a belt, which not many fans really always use, I suppose. I think some do, some don't. Just look a little stranger with a belt, but again, that's your preference. But I will say, chaps, I will say, yeah, this one's a bit of an angle with the hood still hanging, but yeah, these are absolutely beautiful. And just to finish off, so earlier on we said about EU stamps. Any fans out there that have EU stamps, it doesn't matter what the headers are on them. So whether it's ASIS header, whether it's the black and red header, whether it's the Ghostface from 2011 header, the newer logo Ghostface from Scream 4 ever, whether it's whatever, if you have these masks in your collection, line them up side by side, and whether they're tagged or untagged, it doesn't matter, as long as you got the mask. But you line up your EUs side by side. If some of you have got the 2017 EUs, which are hen's teeth to find, but if you have, line them all up, yeah? Look at the mask, side by side with the other masks. Look at the mouth, pay attention to the lines down the mouth. Pay attention to the silliest little marks. Pay attention to marks in the nose. Pay attention to lines, pay attention to paint. Pay attention to anything possible when comparing one or two masks side by side. The EU stamps, not the big EUs, the normal EUs, not the raised stamp EUs, the normal standard EU stamps from Screen 3 era onwards. Yeah, but you look, and even if you've got a recent one, you may have to look a little closer, but if you do look, there are things exactly the same on every type of EU mask of that particular mould. A lot of things in the mouth will match, But I will say, it's the same with these. So with this one from the costume, with this one that I've got to sort out, put the hood back on and the header, you know, the barb, I'll rebarb it and get it level again. As simple as that, for the original holes. Take a few minutes, but it's worth it. But with these, compared to these, whether pink, white, green, whatever, these have been replicated to a bloody high standard. So 3D scan, 3D print, whatever it was, you will not be disappointed. So whether you got 4 of the costumes, 10 of the masks ordered, 2 of the masks ordered, no costume, whatever, you will be happy with this, just on its own. Then you'll see the robe and go, Jesus, this is good. Then you'll realise the streamers are double layered, which is, again, as you've just seen. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. So personally, I do hope this remains out there for a while. But in another instance, I hope if there are more types to come, that maybe there's a hint back to the Fantastic Face type with regards to the header artwork. I really do, because that just sort of tops it and puts cherry on the cake, doesn't it? Right, we'll catch up with the chat and then we'll call it an end, I think. Break time's over, back to work. Thanks for sharing this. That's okay. Take care. Have a good one. Thank you, Casket Crew. I think that's it. We're good for now. Right, so I'm going to get folding up this costume and rebarbing this mask and header so it sits properly. I hate it when people mess with things, you know, they're like, maybe it was an accident, fine, but when it's sit like that and not level, Jesus man, the OCD kicks in. But no, have a good night, people. Hope you enjoyed the stream for what it was. Again, like earlier, we're not trying to dig at people and call them pathetic or sad or stupid with regards to manufacture dates and Screen 5 mask, Screen 6 mask. It's just, as long as you've got the main EU, that's it, you've got your movie mask. And yes, of course, modifications do happen. But the overall look of the main EU and the overall look of the main EU in many films, you wouldn't always know modifications, would you? And of course, that's when the crew get in touch with somebody, a fan finds out, and then the fan goes online, and then yeah. But in earlier times of the 90s, for Screen 1, 2 and 3, modifications were kept secret, you know. Yeah, we did this, but yeah, that's it. And that's why masks have a particular look that you can never buy in store. Because exactly that, they put this in the mask, done that to the mask, has this look for this reason. But at least since Screen 5 onwards, yeah, alright, there's a bit more information out there and people do want to replicate a movie look, which is fine. But it shouldn't always have to come down to a manufacture date, because generally those masks are just the same, honestly. You can have a Jan to March 2024, Jan to March 25, an April to June 2026 on an EU, and they're all the bloody same thing, honestly. They really are. They really are. The only noticeable things in one of the movie masks on Screen 4 was everyone noticed the eye mesh had changed with regards to the first bit of filming of Screen 4. Oh, right, the eye mesh is different. Look at the eye mesh. On the collector's editions, they were noticeably different compared to a normal EU. So people are like, oh look, they changed that. Will that be in the film? And then the reshoots happened, and they had the TDs, and you couldn't really tell with the eye mesh on the TDs. But just these silly things, and yeah, alright if people want accuracy, but yeah, going by manufacture date is not always going to affect the mask quality, should we say. Not really, not desperately. Again, a 96 ASIS EU stamp It's very close to 2026 EU stamp, a 24, a 2017. They're all honestly the same bloody thing, I promise. The EU stamp, the main EU stamp, not the big EU, the main EU stamp has been one of the most longer lasting mask moulds ever. Of all the masks. The bleeding mask came later, that's just about the same now. But with regards to the vinyl, latex, rubber, whatever you want to call these masks, it's always been more or less a main master mould that has been replicated, but replicated very good. But you will see the same marks on 90s masks compared to today's mask on EU masks, if you know where to look and how to look close, and I'm talking close. So yeah, and if you then want, of course, you want a Scream 7 looking mask, a Scream 6 looking mask, fine. But focus more on the type of mask and the modification made, and you'll still be happy. Even if it is a Jan to March 24 instead of a July to September or whatever. It's alright, don't worry. It's alright. As long as you got that main look. And if there are OCDs that want the exact, understandable. But it's just, I see it more and more, and this is something no one really cared about in the past, so it's just strange now to see it in 2026 and in the last couple of years. It's like, why all of a sudden is this a thing? But you know, as people, things do change. As fans, things do change. As franchises continue, as films continue, you know. But there you go. I don't know. I am sorry that this is a GoPro stream and not the stream with the normal graphics, because I prefer the stream with the normal graphics done off my computer. I don't like doing ghostface.co.uk streams like this, without a surround, without a starting soon screen at the start, without a browser screen to show you something on the website before we go, you know. I do not like this, but the temperature in there, I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it tonight. So we shall leave you to it. Thank you for being here, thank you for listening. Again, don't take any offence, there's nothing personal at anybody or any single fans in particular. I will not name and shame with regards to certain things. If somebody's taking the piss, then we'll name and shame them with regards to replicating or mass producing or causing, you know, trouble that people really shouldn't be doing with regards to replicas. But you just have to remember, this is a very heavily protected IP, and same with the Scary Movie spoofs, same with Ghostface, same with other licenses, you know. So those as fans can respect it, can collect it, can love it, whether it's a figure, whether it's a mask, whether it's a steelbook or whatever. Just remember, a lot of hard work from Fun World goes into what we get all the time. Every single year there's new this, there's new that, and as RJ constantly says on video calls, audio calls, phone calls, there's so much going on, and we know why. Just look at the website, man. It never bloody ends. But the best thing is, as of recent, it's coming back, it's coming back. Right, see you soon. I've got to keep an eye on the stream here, so I know I'm not going to cut myself off when it says end stream. But see you soon, people. Take it easy.